Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday edition of the Female Solution Global Broadcast. I'm Naomi Latif, your host for today. Motherhood is a very special experience. And those of us who have had children are always concerned about their well being. If you had a child, and let's say they're 8, 9 years old, and they suffered an accident. And as a result, it was fatal. They passed away. They died. What would you expect people to say to comfort you? Do you think people would say things like, oh, that's okay, you can have another one? Would that make you feel better if they said something like that? Well, these are the kinds of things that people often say to a woman who has had a miscarriage, as if the grief isn't just as profound, as if that life was not someone close to her heart, even if that life didn't come to term. Well, today we're going to talk about a way that grieving mothers can heal and experience the joy that they so anticipated. This is an opportunity for people to understand and become more sensitive to the emotions surrounding the anticipation of motherhood and motherhood itself, and even the energy that a baby brings to a family. We're going to talk about Reborn Baby Dolls as a means of therapy. And our guest today, Latoya Griffin, is going to share her experience with such a powerful means of helping a mother experience that joy of motherhood after a loss. We'll be right back, and we want you to share this show with any of your friends and family that may have had the experience of the anticipation of a child, because we want to raise the sensitivity of all of us about the experience of motherhood. We'll be right back. So we urge you to make sure you stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in a moment with Latoya Griffin and the joy that comes with a newborn, a reborn baby doll. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Yes, this is the female solution, but we've got a lot of solutions that help our males as well. So, of course, a baby in the family is something that we enjoy. A baby brings that newness of life. A baby brings that sense of peace and comfort. A baby can change the atmosphere. And how often do we see when people bring a baby around, everybody goes, oh, ah. Yes, this is the power of an infant. Well, as we look at this infant on the screen, and you think back to that time of motherhood, this baby is the artistic creation of one of the artists that are involved in the, I guess you would say, manufacturing of those that are here to heal. This is a reborn doll baby. And here to give us some insight about that experience, I want to welcome to our show a mother of an adult child and the mother of a reborn. Thank you for joining us today, our guest and my dear friend, Latoya Griffin. Thank you
Hi.
today on the Female Solution. Well, we appreciate you so much for coming and sharing your experience.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think it's an opportunity to sensitize people, especially because I have known of people who, and the people close to me who have, maybe that might have been their first child, might have been their second, third child, but something happened and the child didn't come to term. And I've heard people say things to them like, "Oh, it's okay, you can have another one. You're still young." But I'd like you to just share your experience in terms of
Mm,
happened when you, of course, in a relationship, uh, anticipating the birth of a child, and then what happened, and what were some of the things said to you after that child's transition, the child that did not come to term. What were some of the things that were said to you? So tell us a bit about that.
well, motherhood is, a gift. It's a blessing. Um, you're excited, you're happy. Um, you just get excited because you're buying all the, baby materials, and you are, just telling like family and friends, and they're excited for you as well. But then later on, things happen. So with my experiment, I was 5 weeks pregnant, excited, um, blessed. Um, but then about maybe, I want to say about maybe a week later, I was having some cramping and spotting. I know the doctors did say that that was normal. So I'm like, okay, no problem. But then I started having really stomach issues. I'm like, okay, something is not right. I'm not feeling right. I go to the emergency room, get there, let them know like I'm 5 weeks pregnant, I'm spotting. I need to make sure this is okay, make sure I'm okay. So it's like, okay, yeah, let's just see if this is normal in pregnancy. Okay, fine. Ran tests, did blood work, um, waited about an hour until everything came back. Then I found out I had a miscarriage. Sad, depressed, upset, just mad, period. Um, just grieving. So I get to the when I'm in the emergency room, one of the nurses come in, and she was being very rude. She's told me, she said, "Oh, you're old. Why are you sitting here having babies at your age?" So I looked at her and I said, "Well, first of all, this is a gift." And she said, "Well, you should be sitting at home in a rocking chair, having some cats around you, knitting." So I'm thinking, like, as a nurse, you should be trying to comfort me instead of being negative with things. So she was being very negative. And so I called my partner, told him to come get me. Like, we lost the baby. I really need to, go home because right now I'm not in my right mind because, I'm still depressed, still sad, things like that. Can't even believe it because I was already excited. So once that happened, it was hard. It was so hard. I literally was in the bed for about maybe, I want to say maybe about 4 weeks. It was really tough. I already had baby clothes, baby shoes. I was getting everything ready for this baby to come. And then the miscarriage happened. I thought it was my fault. I thought maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I ate something wrong. I just blame myself. But being in the bed for like maybe about 4 weeks, still in that depressed mode. I had a friend come over, and she was very loving mother. It was a struggle. Had to give me that mother tough love that I did need. Um, I didn't really want to hear what she had to say because I was still in that sadness mode, depression mode. So I didn't really want to hear anything she had to say. But when she was telling me her story, it was like, get up, you can do this. It's okay. Things happen for a reason. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you just have to wait, but you can do this. Still didn't want to listen, but again, that tough love. So then I called my doctor and I talked to him, and I went in to see him. I let him know, yes, I had this miscarriage. I'm still upset. I'm still mad. I'm mad at God. Why did this happen to me? Did I do something wrong? What? He prayed with me. He was like, it's not your fault. Things happen all the time, especially to women. It's nothing that you guys do as women. It's just something that happens. Still blaming myself, crying with him, letting him know, like, why? Why me? What did I do? What did I say? Why me? Um, he was like, okay, you know what? I think you just need to go to therapy, to talk about this. So I was like, nah. First I was like, I don't want to. And then he was like, you need to go. He said, this is something you need to do. So I'm like, okay, let me go to therapy. He found a therapist for me. I really didn't want to go see her at all. I didn't want to talk to her. I was still grieving, so I really didn't want to talk to nobody at the time. So when I get to therapy, she's sees my record because my doctor faxed it over to her. And I told her, like, I don't want to even talk to you. Like, I have nothing to say to you. I know he told me I needed to come see you, but I don't even want to talk to you. So she said, okay, I'll give you some time. She left me alone in the room. She said, I need you to take some deep breaths. We're going to talk. I need you to relax. I said, I don't want to relax. I don't want to take no deep breaths. I don't want to talk to you, period. Like, I don't want to talk to you at all. Like, leave me alone. Yes, like, leave me alone. Please leave me alone. She still did not leave me alone. So I'm crying with her. And I was like, okay, yes, I lost a child. I'm ready. I have baby clothes, everything. I'm so ready. But then when this miscarriage happened, and she was like, well, how do you feel? And I'm like, okay, how can mean how I feel? Like, I'm mad right now. Like, I'm mad. How you ask me how do I feel? I'm mad. And she knows I'm mad, but I guess she just wants, like, how do you feel? So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm everything all at one time. So, we're talking about, just, and she's like, well, you have another child. I said, I know that, but I just lost a baby. So,
Yeah.
she was like, okay, let's talk about that. I said, what is there to talk about? I lost a child. I don't even want to talk about this right now. So she was like, I think you should. She said, that's why your doctor sent you over here to me so that we can talk. So I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. Like, I already talked to my doctor. I don't want to, period. This is something I just don't even want to talk about. She pulled it out of me. I literally had to talk to her about how I was feeling. So I'm like, okay, sad, depressed, angry, mad at God. So she's writing all this down. And she said, I know you're grieving and it hurts. It's not going to go away. This pain is going to be with you forever. So I'm asking her, like, when will it ever stop? And she said, sometimes it doesn't. She said, it depends on the woman, but sometimes it doesn't. So I'm like, okay. So then she said, you know what? I have this app that I've been seeing, Reborn Baby Dolls. So I'm like, okay, I have seen these before, but what are they for? What are they supposed to do? I'm thinking they're just for little girls.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
then, right. So then when she pulls it up, she said, no, let me read to you exactly what these baby dolls do for you. So as she was reading, she said they're for mothers who have lost children. They for kids mainly who has ADHD. They for elderlies who have autism. So I'm like, oh, okay. So she said, I'm gonna show you the site. So she showed me the site, and I saw the site. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. I like fell in love with the whole site. Period. Fell in love
Wow.
with the whole site. So then she gave me the site. She's like, go home, look through the site, pick, which baby you want. They're kind of expensive, but then they have some that's probably in your price range. So I'm like, okay, then I can do that. So I go home, I pick, I look, and when I saw the site, I was still crying because I was like, oh man, like this hurts still. But when I saw the site, I was just going through the site, picking out which baby. Then I was looking at the artists that were making these babies. So I was like, okay, like this is something that I need, that'll help me. So when I got on the site, I talked to one of the artists, and she had this baby that I fell in love with right away. So I told her, like, I just had a miscarriage. I was 5 weeks pregnant. I'm going to therapy. And so the artist, she wrote back to me and she said, this is what you need, sweetie. She said, I'm so sorry for, your loss. But she said, I have something that I think that you're going to really enjoy, love. She said, you and your family. So I'm like, okay. So she was showing me different pictures of these baby dolls, and I'm like, I'm falling in love with like every single one that I was seeing. So then I went and I found one, and I said, I'm in love with him already. Like already, I was just so excited. Already, I was so excited. Like, oh, I want this one, I want this one. So I messaged her back, and she said, okay, you let me know what day you want me to ship the baby. So she's
Mm.
like, everything comes with him. He comes with a diaper. He comes with a hat. He comes with a pacifier. Comes with, boobs and booties. And I was like, and I'm already getting excited because I was just like, oh, I'm getting this baby. Like, I'm already excited. I'm crying, but then I'm still excited at the same time. So then it took about 2 weeks for him to ship. And when they ship the babies, it's a pack on the packages says fragile because they can break very easy because they're very fragile. So I go to the post office, I pick the box up. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. So when I get home, I open this big old box up. So when I open it, They're covered up with plastic. The face is always covered up in plastic. And so I take part of the box out and I see a foot, and I'm already still nervous because I'm seeing this little foot. So then when I take the whole package out, I see this baby and I look at it and it's look like a real live baby. So then my daughter sees it and so like, mom, like, oh my goodness, mom. So when you see this baby, it looks really real. So people will get kind of scared because it looks like a real newborn. So when I open it up, I take the package off. I take the plastic off the baby. Heavy. It's really heavy. Then I start crying because I'm happy, but then I'm still sad at the same time. So then when I take him out and I hold him, I start crying. As soon as I come out, I just start crying. So then I see he comes with a birth certificate. He comes with a passy. He comes with 2 diapers. I'm like, this is really real. So then when I open it, I'm just walking around the apartment with my baby. I'm getting excited. I was like, I'm loving him. Like, I fell in love with him right away. Like, I already fell in love with him with the picture, but then I fell in love with him right away. So I'm walking around with him. I'm just holding him. I'm like, I'm excited. So then I said, okay, you know what? This is what I needed. I'm like, this is what I needed.
Yeah.
And I would take him when I go grocery shopping, wherever I go, I'm taking him with me. I had a stroller, the car seat. I had him with me everywhere, but I didn't show his face. I did not show his face yet. And then the first person I showed his face to was my doctor. And when he saw him, he said, oh, is this the baby? And I said, yes. And he said, can I hold him? I said, yes. I said, but he's heavy. So he picked him up and he said, oh, he is really heavy. I said, yes. I said, I told you he was heavy. Like, he is heavy. So then he said, well, how you feeling? I said, I feel good. I said, I'm still sad, but I feel good and I feel happy at the same time. So it's like, okay, you have your mixed emotion, which is fine. It's fine. You just had a miscarriage. It's okay to feel both. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And he said, well, how's your therapy going? I said, therapy is going really good. The therapist gets to hold the baby. And he said, good, good. So once he was holding the baby, I went back to see my therapist. And she said, oh, you got the baby again? I said, yes, I brought him back. And she said, oh, can I hold him again? I'm like, yes, please. So she said, well, how do you feel? How are you coping with the baby? And I said, I'm coping really good. Still upset, but I'm coping. And she said, what is his name? She said, did you name him? I said, yes. I said, I named him Andy. And she said, why Andy? I said, because I wanted to keep the A because my daughter's name is Aaliyah. So I wanted to keep the A for Andy. And she said, oh, that was so sweet. She said, and I like that. I like that you kept the A. I said, yeah. So I wanted to keep an A. So with her holding him, constantly going to therapy, I told her, like, I haven't showed anybody his face yet because I'm still coping with him and adjusting with him, me and my family. So she's like, okay, no problem. She said, you don't have to. When you're ready, you'll do it when you're ready. So I'm like, okay. So I went out one day to the grocery store and it was the lady and I was in the baby section. And I kind of cried a little bit still. And then my daughter's like, Mom, it's going to be okay. That's what you have Andy for. So I'm like, I know. So I'm still shopping. So one lady came up and she said, oh, you got the baby. And I said, yes. And I only showed her part of him. So when she saw his face, she said, oh, he's asleep. I don't want to wake him up. So I didn't, right. So I didn't even tell her at the time. I was like, no, he's asleep right now, It's just, oh, he is such a good sleeper. He's sleeping through all this crazy noise. So I said, yeah, he is. So that was the first time that I showed somebody. So then I still didn't feel comfortable at the time showing him to nobody because I was like, I don't know how people are gonna take this. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
really don't know.
because
Right.
it's a new kind of technology, I guess you might call it. It's a
Yes.
new expression, but you look at all the different other kinds of things that have emerged. I mean, there are support animals, therapy animals,
Oh
and people
yes.
get dogs, all kinds of things. So people need comfort, and this is a
Yes.
new way that people get comfort, and so
Yes.
it is a new innovation. And I've known some people that have responded with fear because they didn't
Right. Oh
understand.
yes.
So this is why we're educating, because people need to understand
Yeah,
and
they do.
put
They
in the
do.
right perspective, because grief is grief. And just so that people get a perspective of even why your grief was so deep,
Right.
you had you had just gone through a succession of of deaths, basically.
Yes.
People close to you, mother,
Yes.
grandmother, fiance,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
just having people in your life that were close to you, one after the other. I wasn't like within 1 year.
It was only 1 year. Yes.
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 And then right after this, and then having the anticipation of a new life, new relationship, starting a new family, everything,
Yes.
have that cut like that. It's devastating.
Oh
It's
yes.
devastating.
It is.
And
It
so
is.
definitely, when we look at how we respond to the loss of someone dear to us,
Right.
it's not, you just forget. And so this is why, in starting out, I wanted people to really grasp, you wouldn't say something to a person whose child was maybe 8 or 9 years old that passed
Right.
away. Oh, it's okay, you
Right.
can have another one. But they say
All right.
that to women who have miscarriages all the time.
Oh
And
yes, they do.
yes, they don't think how insensitive that is. There is grief that you feel, like you said, you were buying the baby clothes, you had imaged this person,
Right.
all that, anticipating all
Right.
the things, because you've been a mother before, of course your
Yeah.
child now. It's good that Aaliyah is sensitive the way she is, and being that emotional support that you need for this.
Oh yeah,
It's
she was. She was definitely my support. She was. She
yes,
was.
this is
Yeah.
this is something that can be so helpful to so many women, and I'm grateful that you came on to share your experience. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back,
Okay.
I'd like our audience to meet Andy.
Okay. Sounds good.
So we will be right back. And if you know someone who is grieving over the loss of a child who either didn't make it to term, or perhaps, you know, transitioned shortly after birth, and there's stillbirths, and that's devastating.
Yes,
And
it is.
often people don't know what to say. We want you to share this show with them so that they can understand that there are means of support. And we'll be right back. And I want to greet our global family who's watching us all around the world, because this, of course, is a universal thing, motherhood
Yes.
and handling the transition of a child. So, well, let's greet our global family. And when we come back, we're going to be. So we will be right back after this break, and we want you all to just stay with us.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba in Nigeria, Peleo in South Africa, Salbona in Senegal, Nangadef in Kenya, Jambo in Israel, Shalom
In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. We are back. You are watching Female Solution Global Broadcast, and I am Naima, your host for today, and our guest is Latoya Griffin, who
Hi.
is mother and mother of a reborn. And so this gives us a great opportunity to sensitize people and educate people and even show the tremendous skill of the artists. And are we not all expressions of the great divine artists that created the faces and arms and legs and beautiful colorings that we all have? So now let's meet that bundle of joy that restores your joy as a mother, Andy.
Okay. Here he is.
She
Say
is.
hi.
Yes. So, the thing is, and one of the things that I know people may have in their minds is a question as to, okay, this reborn baby doll is always going to be that age because that's how they were created.
Yes.
Does the therapy involve handling any type of age progression? I know that there are a number of types and ages I'm seeing, and of course skin tones, hair textures, all of that. Is there a therapy where they recommend, okay, if you still need them, do you need them to progress a certain age? Do you need them to now be a year old or 2 years? Has the technology, has the therapy systems kind of projected, well, how do you at some point, handle what would be, a natural age progression? Or is it an ongoing, just this is my therapeutic baby and this is who they are and they don't need to age? How has that been?
Well, yeah, he is my therapeutic baby. He is. There's like no age limit. So yeah, he keeps me happy. He keeps me I love shopping for him. You can see this morning he has on his Mickey Mouse his
Mm,
Mickey Mouse bib.
yeah.
Um, but there's no age. I know they have them from newborns all the way up to toddlers. Um, I have heard that a lot of women do collect these reborn babies, so they do collect them. Um, some of them are expensive. Um, but there's like no age though, no age at all. But they are healing. They
Hmm.
are loving. So it's like they're part of the family.
Yeah, so
So
I see big sister acknowledging Andy, my baby brother.
yeah.
That's the thing also because people don't always realize, but of course, a baby is a member of the family and everybody's
Yes.
impacted. And
Yes.
so when you have a baby, you have the relationships, grandmothers and everybody else who's impacted from the child. And so of course, you do take a look at the fact that people are bonding with a
Yes.
child. And so now for those who are looking to understand, reborn baby dolls are hyper realistic, handcrafted dolls used primarily for emotional therapy, comforting those dealing with grief, infertility, anxiety, or dementia. They act as
Yes.
comforting, collectible art pieces, offering therapeutic benefits through the release of oxytocin when held. Now, oxytocin, for those who may not remember, is the bonding chemical that is released when a baby nurses the mother. So there's a biochemical reaction that happens, and this is why there's therapy. So there's comfort, there is peace, there's calming, and it's a biochemical reaction in the brain that helps. So that's why it's a part of the therapy of healing. And as it said, there are people who receive comfort, elderly people even. So this is the value that babies have.
Yes. Yes.
And so their presence in our family is important. And we've got some more comments here we'll take a look at.
Okay.
I think people are really beginning to appreciate the impact and
Okay.
the skill of those who make this possible. So
Yeah.
now, uh, and here, of course, hey, hello, people. I'm Annie's big sister, Leah, and I see my mama, Latoya Griffin. Yes, so this is a family. This is a family here, and so your daughter is a good big sister. And Higher
Oh,
Learning TV show, our sister Zelda says, enjoying her story immensely. What a journey. You just saved
oh
a lot
wow.
of women more grief. Thanks for sharing. Yes,
Oh, you're welcome.
yes, yes. This is definitely helpful. And the key purposes and uses: therapeutic comfort and grief. Reborns are used to help people cope with the loss of a child, miscarriage, or loneliness.
Oh,
Of women who can't have babies, who maybe they've reached the age and they missed motherhood, and that can be very depressing as well. Then
right.
dementia, Alzheimer care. These dolls are frequently used in nursing homes to calm patients, providing a soothing nonverbal activity. Very important. Emotional support. The weight and realistic feel of the dolls can lower anxiety, stress, and depression. And then collection art appreciation. Many individuals collect them to admire the skill, artistry involved in making them look like. And that is such a skill. That's one of the things that we look at is the skill of artists in being able to really recreate life. And that's all any of us are is a piece of artwork. We are artwork of the master creator, the divine
Right.
mind,
Right.
multifaceted bodies. And so for those who have skills of an artist
Yeah.
to be able to bring comfort, that is so powerful. So you've had some experiences now that you've taken Andy out, and people have met Andy on the streets and then come to even understand Andy's purpose. Tell us
Yeah.
some of the experiences you've had with strangers that have responded positively to Andy.
Well, I had one lady come up to me again at the grocery store, and she said, "Can I see the baby?" So I'm like, "Yeah, you can see him." And she said, "Oh, he's asleep." So I said, "He's a doll. He's a reborn. He's a therapeutic." And she said, "Wait, really?" She looked at him and she's like, "Really?" She was shocked. And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Really?" And that's all she could say was like, "Really?" I said, "Yes, he's a therapeutic." And so I told her, I said I had a miscarriage. I was 5 weeks pregnant, and my therapist recommended for me to get a reborn. So she said, "I have seen those on the internet, but never had to see one physically." So she said, "Well, how are you coping?" And I told her, I said, "I'm coping. At first I wasn't, but now having Andy, part of the family, I'm helping more, and he's been helping me with my grief, and so that's been helping me." So she gave me a hug and she said, "Well, God bless you." She said, "But you just never know what God has planned for you down the line." She said, "But as long as He's helping you, that's all that matters." So she gave me a hug and I thanked her. I said, "I appreciate it." So then one day I was at the grocery store again and I saw a policeman, and this was so funny to me because it was cold. It was kind of cold out that day. And he said, "Why are you out here with that baby? It's cold out." I was like, "I gotta eat, so I gotta get some groceries." So he laughed. And so then he said, "Oh, well, how's the baby doing?" I said, "Oh, the baby is asleep." So he's like, "Well, mommy, can I take a peek?" I said, "Sure." He said, "I love kids. I love babies." So when I showed him, he said, "Oh, he's so cute. What is his name?" I said, "His name is Andy." And he said, "Andy?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's a cute name." I said, "But he's a therapeutic." He said, "No." I said, "Yes." I said,
Yes.
Right. So it's like everybody's like, "No." So I said, "Yeah, I had a miscarriage." I said, "But he's been helping me. He's, helping me cope." He said, "Can I take a picture?" I
Wow.
said, I said, "Yes." He said, "Can I really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Would you like to hold?" He said, "Oh no." He was like, "Oh no, oh no, no. I just want to take a picture." He said, "I have to show this to my wife because she had a miscarriage and she had friends that have had miscarriages." So I said, "Okay." And he took a picture and he said, "This is amazing." He said, "This is such an amazing thing to have." He said, "Women don't know about this." So me and him talked for maybe about an hour. And I was like, don't you gotta go to work and you got your uniform on? Don't you? So he said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." He said, "They know where I am. I'm fine. I'm fine." So we talked. And so I told him to go on the website that my therapist had gave me. And I said, "Look for the Reborn website." And he said, "Okay." He said, "My wife will never believe this." He said,
Wow.
"That baby looks so real." And I like, "You sure you don't want to hold?" He's like, oh no, I'm good. I'm good." But he took a picture with him. He said, "I have to send this to my wife." He said, "I have to call her once I'm done." So I said, "Okay." So when I talked to him, he told me the same thing as the lady said. Don't never give up. You never know what God has planned. But right now, God has sent you and gave you this reborn therapy, the therapeutic baby, for a reason. For right now, he said, "So don't ever give up." And he gave me a hug, and I was shocked because I was like, most policemen don't talk that long.
But
And he talked to me for about an hour, and I was like, "Don't you got a
wow.
job to do?"
Wow. He probably, and I think probably he knew the devastating effect of the miscarriage that his wife had. And so
Yes.
finding somebody who could offer a solution for the grief, that was more important than his job right then. So yeah,
Yes.
I think this
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Yes.
that
So
is
now that I take Andy out, I do let people see him. I do let them know my story, and everybody says the same thing. God bless you. It's gonna be okay. You just never know what God has planned later on down the line. And don't listen to what other people say because people don't know your story. And just hear that from strangers that don't even know me. But once I tell them part of my story, they'll give me a hug. They'll say, God loves you, you're loved, maybe you should, talk to people about it. Because at first I didn't want to, but when I went to see my doctor, he was the main one. He said, you know what? I think you need to tell your story. I think you need to go out and let people know why you have this therapeutic, because people may not understand because they sit on the internet but they don't really understand why you have it. So
yeah,
this was like his idea for me to go public and to tell my story, and like he said, it'll help a lot of women. And so yeah, so that's why I had no problem coming on, telling my story, showing Andy. And yeah, I want women to understand that it's okay to have him or her. They come, like I said, from newborns to toddlers. They also have them as a child. They are expensive, but most of them are not so expensive. Whatever you can find in your price range, I say get them. And if your children needs them, get them as well, because we have our children that has disabilities as well. So they're just not for miscarriages. They're really for just people in our family or friends that actually need these therapeutic babies.
yeah, absolutely. And we've got a comment here. Awesome that a man saw the importance of this and willing to share. You should be writing a book. Okay, there you go, Latoya. You got a task now. Somebody said you need to be an author. Well, you was one of all these.
Okay. That's why I'm gonna write my book.
There you
Okay.
go. Now,
Sounds good.
there
Yes.
you go. All right.
Yes.
There you go. Write that book, because this needs to be a story for sure that people can
Yes.
learn from. We got to take one
Okay.
last break, and when we come
Okay.
back, we're going to take a look at, and then we're going to get that website for you all as well, and even some of the artists who produce these reborn babies.
Yes.
So we will be right back. And if you've got a friend that they've been through the grief process, or they're going through it right now, share this show, because you
Yeah.
never know who you know. So we will be right back. I want you all to stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Ashada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
You know, this is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs, but beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good. And it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I got to work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Not just about bring my African shit like this. Bring it the African shit.
Welcome to Master Force with Mushim Suit. Join us each week on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Female Solution page, as we dive into powerful topics designed to assist you in mastering your life force. Our conversations feature a diverse lineup of experts, all dedicated to your growth. Tune in weekly to discover new ways to elevate your spirit and raise your vibration. And remember, we are ascending.
Yes, we are ascending. I'm Latif. We are back on the broadcast, and we are with our wonderful guest and her reborn son, Andy. And are grateful to be able to offer some insight and understanding about something that is enabling women to heal from the hurtful experience of a child that transitions before they even come to term, shortly after. And there is, mad at God, why did it happen? All of that, questioning, faith and everything. I mean, all of that is part of the experience. And because in our culture, people have not learned how to say the right thing, we often say something that doesn't help at all, such as, "Oh, that's okay, you'll have another one."
Right.
I mean, women have heard that, and that doesn't help. And people who say it, they don't know it doesn't help. They really mean well. But nothing can replace that person, but have someone. And so I think the name Reborn is significant, because it's as if your hope and motherhood has been reborn. Your connection to a child is reborn. So very significant. And we've got some comments.
Okay.
And we appreciate you all. Of course, we also our call-in line is open. Give us a call 727-731-5192. We do want to hear from you all and share your thoughts. Of course, we've got yes, it's a great idea. There we go. Yes, we see Andy there. Yes, beautiful. And and I do think that the more we write about our experiences, the better. There's some feedback in the background.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure that everything's turned off there. But I do know that there are a lot of people who may have had experience of
Yes.
even being told you cannot have a child,
Right.
which is also just devastating. And these reboots are therapy for that. So when a woman has the to have a family and maybe has reached that age where it's not going to be possible, this becomes an option. So I think this is why the understanding of all of the ways that these reborns are, I think the respect that it needs to have is important, so that people don't see it as someone just a doll. This is
Right.
therapy and recognition being that was anticipated. Their presence, was anticipated and is felt, and this helps to handle the feeling of absence with someone who is now present and can be with you as long as you need, even forever. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So, in the process of handling, a lot of, I guess, family were members of the family, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever. Were they able to kind of understand Andy's role? Of course, you got a pretty big sister that's cheering you on and supporting you.
Oh yes, his big sister definitely cheers him on. She loves her brother. She's definitely been a big support with her brother. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That is family support is important.
Yes.
And this is sometimes challenging for family members who may not understand. And this is why
right. That's it.
we have this show, because sometimes family can respond in a way that's very hurtful. Because
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes. So our purpose is to educate and sensitize, and
Yes.
and we want to show some of the many different many different expressions. There's one little boy holding his born.
Yes.
Sometimes these are used for siblings that might be having difficulty with an upcoming sibling that is
Yes.
going to be used. And yes, so certainly. And Wendy says, "Wow, what a great idea! How could this work for men?" Oh, that is another thing that could be.
Oh wow.
Because men grieve too, and a
Yes,
lot
they
of times
do.
men
Yes.
are not allowed to show grief that they have, and that's why it's important for us to be sensitive. Everybody feels, it's the mother feels the pain of loss, but what about the father? And
That's true.
That, and they do grieve. So I think it's important for us to develop sensitivity when we, as a family, the human experience is something we all share, and if we can be sensitive to each other's needs, that would make a big difference, especially because one of the things that we strive to do is to make the world a better place by being more sensitive to us. So, well, as we put the website on, one last word, share advice with women who might be in the position you were at where you didn't want to talk to anybody, felt angry, felt like nobody could understand, just shut down. What advice would you give to women in that situation right now?
What advice? First of all, pray. That's the first thing. If you need to go to therapy, go for that as well. I know sometimes you don't want to talk to nobody. I've been in them shoes, so I know how that feels when you just don't want to talk to anybody. But the best thing mainly is to pray. That would be like the main thing, is to pray. And yeah, praying is mainly the number one thing, is to pray.
Well, I think that's excellent advice. And
Yeah.
you can go to for those who are interested in more about it, go to the website reborndollshop.com. And prayer, definitely. If you missed last night's show, hashtag what woke looks like with our host, Yolanda, the spiritualist, that was all about prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer. So if you missed that show, go back in YouTube and Facebook and watch it, because that is always the first answer. Get that guidance.
Yes, it is. Yes.
All about our connection to the divine. But thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sharing today, Latoya.
You're welcome.
My little sister. now I got a grandson. So we thank you all so much for joining
You're welcome.
And we appreciate you. And you all tune in tomorrow. Make sure you watch Master Force with Musha. And until then, we want you all
say bye. Bye.
You all.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.